This conference will now be recorded.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, nation, God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
All right, Karen, sunshine statement and roll call, please.
Sure. Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, notice of this meeting has been given by filing written notice with the Township governing body and the Township clerk, mailing written notice to the Township's official newspapers and the Township website, posting written notice on the official bulletin board in the Chesterfield Township Municipal Building, and providing notice to all who have requested same. Ms. Batra?
Here.
Ms. Codestale?
Here.
Mr. Lika?
Here.
Mr. Pamphili?
Here.
And Ms. Hughes?
Are there any agenda matters requiring refusal?
I will, even though it's discussion, I have to recuse, but I can discussion the letter from the New Jersey Turnpike.
Do I recuse from the ordinance? That would be my suggestion. The ordinance.
Thanks, everybody. Approval of minutes for December 30th and January. Do we have to do them
We'll
separately?
do them separate since, yeah.
All right, December 30th. First, can I get a motion?
Motion.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mhm.
And then January 5th, can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, moving on to public comment. 3 minutes, give your name, address. Anybody wish to speak?
Good evening, Dawn Donahue, 79 Bordentown, Chesterfield Road, Chesterfield, New Jersey. I'm losing my voice. So I know I briefly spoke with Jeremy about this, but I know that you guys implemented that we could pay by debit card for our animal licensing. It's not as easy as you guys think. There's no way to pay online, number one. Number two, all of the price is one set fee. So I have 4 animals. That's $20, $40, $60, $80. If my husband were to pay, he'd have to swipe 4 different times. The bank would alert it as fraud because it's the same amount, same transaction. So he had to go get cash and she had to do 4 separate receipts. I don't understand. Like, that's such a mind-boggling thing. I don't know why, number one, we can't just do $80 and then somehow in the system do it. But it's, I'm bringing it to your attention because he could not use the debit card. So if somebody has 1 animal, it's great. But for me, who registered 2 dogs and 2 cats, which I should not have had to register my cats, but whatever. I did the right thing. It's, he couldn't use the debit card because it would have flagged him as being fraud. So I think, we have to figure out something because as much as it is a good opportunity, 1 animal fine, 4, 2, you're not going to be able to because banks nowadays are flagging the same, amount for the same thing. So, maybe you guys can look at it and see what you guys can do for it. So.
Well, I wasn't aware of it, but there is a method I think that can be used to make that work. I'll go over with Aggie Tuesday.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, I'm just going by what you had to go get.
People have more than 1 animal, so.
Yeah, I just want, like I said, I think it's a great opportunity, but if you can't utilize it, then you're.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you.
None, motion to close public comment.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, moving on to the CDBG grant application public hearing. This is a technical thing that we need to do in order to apply for the CDBG grant. So motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody wish to speak on the CDBG grant application? Seeing none, motion to close the public hearing.
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to ordinance for introduction, ordinance 2026-01, an ordinance authorizing the acquisition of block 206, lot 17.01 in accordance with the local land and buildings law. Motion. Dominic, can you give us just a little background?
Sure. Yeah, no problem. This is the property that in the last couple of meetings we have discussed as a group regarding our affordable housing obligation. This is that property on Bordentown Chesterfield Road, 87 Bordentown Chesterfield Road. It's identified as Block 206, Lot 17.01. At this point, we still, the Township Committee did authorize the appraisal of the property at the last meeting. We're waiting for that appraisal. However, we are at least going to do the introduction if it goes through. And we'll wait to get the appraisal before the public hearing and vote on the formal adoption in February. I already noted that, told the mayor that if we don't get the appraisal before next meeting, which we schedule for the public hearing, we'll adjourn the public hearing and adoption until we get that appraisal, because we need to make sure, of course, as I've stated in other meetings, that we got to make sure using public funds that we're not getting quote unquote ripped off or, taken advantage of here. So we want to make sure the price that we're paying is fair and adequate. That's why we have this appraisal being performed to find out exactly what the fair market value is and if we're making a good deal. This will assist the township in providing its affordable housing per the amended law. This property has been recently discussed in other meetings as being now going to be included in our fair share housing plan for the fourth round. And for the public's edification too, and if who've listened back on prior meetings, it was initially the Township Committee's intent, and we've discussed this, to have like a two-track approach where we were, trying to do the best we could and try to seek out acquisition of this property. At the same time, reaching out to the state of New Jersey, who owns property up on Ward Avenue near the correctional facility, which we've identified as a potential additional tract of land where we could utilize potentially for affordable housing. And so it was the committee's intention to work on the two-track parallel route, and with primarily, and they can correct me if I'm wrong, but at least this was the last committee before the new composition, that they wanted to prefer trying to get the state property if we could, with the 87 Bordentown Chesterfield as almost like a backup. But what has happened is, working with the state, and I'll say it on the record, they're slow moving and it is what it is, but we've made our diligent efforts to try to get their attention, and we've got their initial attention, but we're still waiting on them to do their processes and things behind the scenes. And we're worried, and the Township Committee was worried that this could drag on potentially for multiple years, and then we could lose out on the potential of this other property, which does really fit in and would assist. So what has turned into a preference for the state property, with the 87 Bordentown Chesterfield being like a backup, it's kind of flipped with the delay going on in the state and the pressure of us having, or the township, not us, but the township having to comply with this constitutional requirement to provide realistic opportunity for affordable housing. And we want to maintain our immunity from builders remedy lawsuits. And so it's been the Township Committee's intention to obviously keep going forward with both parallel tracks, but 87 Bordentown Chesterfield Road is up for sale, obviously, and we have an opportunity, the township has an opportunity to purchase that, and that's, I don't think they want to, what I've been told, we don't want to, miss out on that opportunity. So, although I do believe that, we're still going to pursue, township will pursue the state property as well. This is why this is on, is because it's the opportunities now to purchase this property.
And also, this is the property that was discussed in the mediation, right, in court,
Yes.
the judge. So if we don't vote for this, does that put us at jeopardy in terms of that mediation
It
agreement?
would. Well, it would, yes, because all the parties at this point, including Fair Share Housing and the court, are of the understanding, and this is the agreements that we authorized to enter into during our mediation sessions, is to acquire this property and produce affordable units on the property to satisfy our obligation in both the third and the fourth round.
Any other comments, questions? Can I get a motion to introduce the ordinance?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Jeremy, do you want to come back in? We're done.
That was a very formal recusal. Appreciate that. Thank you, Jeremy. When's the public hearing? If we could just announce that.
February 12th. I wrote on that page. Or two pages, whatever. February 12th, yes. Public hearing will be February 12th.
And Donna,
Subject
you'll
to.
let us know when we get the appraisal.
Absolutely, yeah.
Do we need to have it a certain amount before that in order to have the hearing, or as long as we get it before that?
But as long as we have it and it's satisfied.
Moving on to resolutions, Resolution 2026-01-27, resolution authorizing the submission of an application for the FY 2026 Community Development Block Grant funding for accessibility improvements, including handicap ramp and sidewalk improvements. Joe did send us a list of the specific ramps in Old York Village that he is requesting under the grant funding. I went around this past week. I mean, it all seems reasonable. They all need to be replaced. There's a bunch more that need to be replaced, unfortunately, but we have to start somewhere. Any questions, comments?
What soft costs would the township be responsible for? I know he mentioned that in the letter. And do we know?
I'm just trying to see if I don't think I have one for that yet.
I don't remember seeing it.
But it would be absorbed within our budget for engineering. But he'll give us a proposal prior to.
And there's no match. It doesn't appear. It's just the 80,000
No,
that
there's
we're
no match.
requesting. And then if we were to get less, we would just have to determine which ramps we're not going to fix at this time from
Yeah.
that list.
And it's a start of looking at, and that's why I talked to Joe about this even before. This is a start to start making the changes with the improvements due to the pedestrian walkways of the village, the schools. There's no busing. So we have to look at sidewalks with the handicap ramps because it's a pedestrian walk path to school.
Yes, that's what we discussed when we decided this was the grant we were going to go after. That it's going to hopefully repair some of the sidewalks with
I
it.
mean, hopefully these will meet the ADA requirements, I'm hoping.
They have to.
That's what it has to be for this grant.
I make a motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolution 2026-01-28, resolution to cancel taxes due to veteran exemption for 16 Settlers Street, known as Block 202.08, Lot 20. I get a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 2026-01-29, resolution to apply for and obtain a FY 2026 local recreation improvement grant through the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs. This is another grant that we're working on. We have not identified which specific project yet. I know Denise and I are going to meet with the CTAA next week on the 26th and pick their brains and get some suggestions. If anybody from the public has a suggestion, I think it's going to be in the $60,000 to $100,000 range is my understanding. So it's not really enough to do a new full-blown playground or a huge project, but it's something in that realm of what we'd be able to complete for that amount of money. If anyone has any ideas, suggestions, please get them to us.
Can it be used to do a study? So if we had recreation area, we wanted to do a design for future improvements, can the grant or a portion of the grant be used for that? So it has to be for actual fiscal.
I mean, we had talked about doing some improvements to the baseball,
Mhm.
that one. And Joe said it wouldn't cost like doing the concrete, but I don't know that they necessarily need a concrete. So that's one of the things I wanted to ask the CTAA. Can we improve the rest of it without having to do a concrete slab under the bench for the kids?
Yeah, adding an inclusive playground would be a good idea, but this would not cover the
No.
cost unless we
Love
can
to do
combine it
that.
with another grant that we
Yeah.
can try to find.
We've
Yeah.
heard from the community too about
Yeah.
doing an inclusive playground, and I would love to do, I mean, if not with this grant, maybe there'll be a larger one in the future that we can work on that.
Even to do a regular playground in Charlotte Rogers, one of the things that the CTAA asked us about doing when we met with them before, Joe said it wouldn't even cover that. These things are so
I just put one
expensive.
in, it's not even half the size of what we have in the Crossix Community House, and I spent 140,000
Yeah, they're incredibly expensive.
on business.
Anyway, I'll make a motion that we approve the resolution.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 2026-01-30, resolution authorizing the exchange of construction code services.
Can I ask one quick question?
Mhm.
Where'd they come up with that? I
Um,
always did Florence in the past, and I see they're out, but we're going to Monmouth, we're going to. There's just.
Well, our current construction official is works with in Mercer County. And we still have, I think, Bordentown and a couple others on there as well.
I'm not gonna make a big deal of it. I just wondered.
We've always had, our other one was actually with Monmouth County, was with Upper Freehold.
They're on.
They're just there just in case.
Moved. Aye.
Resolution 2026-01-31, resolution reappointing Bob Davies to the position of electrical subcode.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 2026-1-32, resolution authorizing recruit Brendan Russo as a full-time police officer, step 1. Motion.
You probably do both of them if you want.
And resolution 2026-1-33, resolution authorizing recruit William Levenberg as a full-time police officer, step 1.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, moving on to reports and discussion. I know Joe's not here for his engineer report, but he did send it out to us, and the Hogback Road Phase 2 proposal. Karen, is there anything there that you want to share? No.
I don't think there's anything, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory with his report. I think that's pretty,
Hogback, it looks like he's requesting amount not to exceed $32,800 for his engineering services that he laid out in his January 6, 2026 correspondence for this project. Yeah, I usually do those one by motions, his proposals.
Motion.
Aye.
that's for the phase 2, right?
Yeah, phase 2.
The only thing I was gonna follow up on is apparently the final draw for the dugouts at the cricket pitch were not paid, and I think you've seen the roof blow off. You looked at it, right?
The roof is blowing
Yeah,
off.
I don't know. So he was going to look at the contractor there. I just wanted to follow up.
Okay.
That's what I understood. I mean, maybe I misheard. I thought he said he had some form of retainage or warranty through the contractor and he wanted to have it executed. I haven't saw it myself. So.
May 9th, Porch Fest road closures. Rachel, I know we got a detailed memo, but is there anything that you want?
No, it's probably maybe the 4th or 5th year. I can't really remember, but which was requested the road closures. And for May 9th, I circulated the internal. Edison and Troy, they supplied their comments, and then I sent that to you guys for your review. I don't think.
No, the closures are the same as last year's plan.
Yeah, I have no issues. I mean, it's always run pretty smoothly in the past. It's a wonderful event. We need to approve it.
Yes.
Yeah. The internal for you to sign.
I make a motion that we approve the road closures for Porch Fest.
Second.
All in favor?
Second.
Oh, second. I'm sorry. I thought
All in
I
favor?
heard. Aye. Sorry, had a brain freeze there for a second. I thought you were making a second.
The community garden update on rules and regulations. Sarucci, did you want to share an update?
Yeah, so I don't know if you all got a chance to look at the highlighted part of the garden rules. They're just very basic changes, and after operating, like we finished our first year, and so we thought there are a few things, just some good practices and things that folks should be aware of. So other than that, everything remains the same. And if you have any questions, anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Pretty obvious what they're trying to do.
We wouldn't, oh, go ahead, sorry.
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
The letter from the New Jersey Turnpike. That general direction.
Yeah.
History on it.
Yeah.
Well, I was giving him a little bit of history on that.
I'm out of this discussion.
Oh, gotcha.
So
Okay.
When the turnpike was widened, the turnpike came to us and wanted us to take over the right way. So all the new infrastructure they put in, we would have to maintain, including the roadway, the curbs, the fencing, everything up to the turnpike bridge itself would now become ours. mowing the slopes, maintaining everything in the crosshatch. So we never agreed to it and never signed the agreement because it was a major undertaking.
If you recall, I mean, was once we said no back then, was there like a lot of back and forth here, or was it just
That was it.
that was it?
Never came back.
Okay, and then that until now,
Just-
right?
As you said before, Dominic, that the state is very slow. So now they're
This is
coming
this
back.
is a perfect
here.
example.
2026, they're coming back.
11, 12 years.
So the pavement, the concrete, the bridge abutments that go up to the bridge that are in the infrastructure on, that would be in our right of way, that they're calling our right of way now, would be the towns. Some of the some of the maintenance for the DPW, you would have to access the turnpike to go and do it. So it, yeah, we said no.
So legally, how much ability do we have to push back on what they're asking us to do here? For the reasons Jeremy just outlaid.
Share for the public. So the Turnpike Authority reached out and asked us to take over this.
Almost like, oh, trying to revive, maybe try like a second time around, maybe with a new composition of people that are here. I don't know, but it sounded to me like,
was years
oh,
ago.
this was never done. Like all
Yeah,
these
this
things.
was years ago.
Yeah.
It was-
Yeah, and they couch it like, oh well, you know, we should have
Okay,
done this.
11 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
26.
I mean, I still have questions I wanted to talk to Joe Hirsch about.
Yes.
But
That was so long ago. That was Chris Trubisky. So that was
Yeah,
pre-Joe,
It was Chris Trubisky.
I had to deal with him because of our property. I mean, with the right away.
It was pre even me being on the township committee. I mean, we're talking about a really long time ago.
right.
And that's why I feel like
Nancy.
legally, can we reach out to them and say, no, we never agreed to do? I mean, I don't know. I guess you have to talk to
I'm
Joe
gonna
first.
talk. Yeah, I don't want to make any like statements right now,
No.
but I don't see a reason why we could just say no again. I don't.
Where can we pick and choose?
That I think this
That's what I-
also that too.
They want to meet, so we can set up. that
So we can
meeting.
actually have the meeting. Absolutely.
About it.
If we should we just do that? Is that something you guys can authorize? We can at least have the meeting
Mhm.
for now. Just kind of get a flavor. Okay, yeah, because then we can come back and have a more of a more detailed
That
discussion.
makes sense.
Okay, we'll go ahead and do
Yeah,
that.
because if you read the maintenance, I mean, it says
It's like everything.
structure maintenance, superstructure, substructure, under the bridge slope, paving, abutments, all in there.
Take that out.
Lighting, fence.
That's a lot of money.
Tom. It's okay.
I have an opinion I can't.
I
share,
know,
so
I
I'm
know.
just sitting
It's
here.
totally fine, but no, yeah. So yeah, we'll have that discussion.
Moving on, reports of administration. I have two things for tonight. The Township Committee received a communication yesterday and today that our fire district is going to be going out for a referendum in February. Their commissioner is interested in meeting with us. I have huge concerns and questions that I'd like to talk to them about, but wanted to see if maybe we wanted to do it as a workshop meeting, the first meeting in February, if we could invite them in, if the whole committee wanted to meet with them.
I definitely was going to reach out to them. So I think in the interest of saving them time and us time, that's probably a good idea.
All right, I'll ask George if he can set that up for us.
They're gonna come to the work session.
If they're able to, yeah. Otherwise,
They
we'll
will.
set something else up. Cool. And then the second thing is Wendy sent out our budget timeline for today, and I wanted to get budget workshops on the calendar as well. I know last year we either did 2 or 3 workshops, then I think a separate meeting.
Great.
It's probably easier if we get those scheduled sooner rather than later, for February. If we're doing the fire referendum as a workshop with the first meeting, I think we should do a second workshop for the second meeting as a budget discussion and perhaps schedule one other meeting and then go from there if
At
there's,
least one,
yeah,
yeah.
if we need to have
And then
more.
we have to set up with the Budget Advisory Committee too, to
Yeah.
meet with them. Karen, do you know if this budget, Wendy didn't say when she sent it out, is she gotten all of the information from each of the different departments? Do you know?
I don't think she would have sent it out without.
Okay, I
She
just
should have
wanted to
she
make
should have everything
sure.
back. Yeah.
Okay, because she said that was January and February, so that she was getting those reports. I wanted to make sure she did get them all. Thank you.
So if we're doing, the second workshop is gonna be the 26th, we'll do at 6 PM. I think we should shoot for earlier in the month.
Budget or for fire?
For the budget, to do a budget workshop on a non-committee day. Do we want to stick with Thursday? Is Thursday evening typically best? Is there a different evening that works?
I will be traveling the 12th. I don't know if you have a meeting that day.
We do, yeah.
I will probably be able to go in via Zoom, but I probably won't help for a workshop.
Do we want to look at the 5th to do our first budget meeting? Thursday, the 5th, we could
That
do
works
6
for
or 7
me.
PM.
What time?
6 or 7. How does it work with people's work schedules?
Either one
can
is
do
fine
either.
for me.
Thursday, you said the 5th?
Yeah. Let's do 7. We'll stick with our 7. So Thursday, the 5th at 7. And then our first scheduled meeting, that workshop will be with the fire folks. And then our second scheduled meeting of February, we'll have another budget workshop at 6 PM on the 26th. And then we can evaluate sometime mid-month if we need to have another dedicated budget session scheduled.
You said the 5th is for the budget, right?
Yes, yeah.
And then
Or
The fire budget's going to be the workshop for our
I have
scheduled
to do
meeting
it for
for the
this.
12th.
And then you want to have a meeting on the 26th at 6 o'clock to talk about the budget?
Also do the budget,
Do we
yeah.
want to try and do that a little earlier? Seems like an hour.
We
an
can
hour,
do that, yeah.
5:30, 5:30.
Does that work for folks if we do 5:30 before, as the workshop on the 26th?
5:30?
Yeah, it gives you plenty of time to announce it, right, Karen?
Oh, sure.
I
We were just talking about, I got a notice for the other ones anyway, so.
would like to have our department heads come to one or both of these two so that we can ask them questions about their budgets, but we can figure out, talk offline. Okay.
And we have a budget advisory committee in place?
We have a list of folks who are confirmed to be interested in participating this year, and we just have to formalize and reach out
Because
to
we
them.
need to set up meetings, you
Yeah.
and I, with them.
They'll meet probably by themselves first with Wendy.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, that was easy. Thank you, guys. Moving on, Township Committee. Anybody have anything?
Two quick things. First one is, a member of the public reached out and asked why nothing on the HPC was, and Denise knows more about it than me. I'm being told that the volunteers are still working on it, and when something's ready to be discussed, it'll be discussed. So I just wanted that to go to public record why nothing is on today. And then the second thing is a little out of the box. Do you have something to
No,
add to that?
I was just going to say, I think we're pretty far along. I've had a long discussion, meeting with Lorraine the other day, and I think we're in pretty good shape. We just need to get your your comments on the actual ordinance, Dominic.
I mean, so I'm clear too. Like
Okay,
I've sent the ordinance, right? I sent it a couple months ago. And I don't know if there's like lost in communication or what, but
Oh.
like,
I sent you the changes that the, well, we can talk.
yeah. I know there's some minor ones, but I mean like in terms of like the rest of the committee, I didn't know if they had any more comments or anything.
No.
I mean, a subcommittee, I'm sorry, Jeremy. I meant,
Subcommittee.
but I could, oh, absolutely.
But I think I bring this up too, because I don't know the terms. There was something that was in the budget for many years that hadn't been done. We have to make sure it ends up in this budget because it's
The survey.
budgeted. So I just want to make sure we bring that before the budget workshops or we have a workshop on it. The second thing is really small, but it's something that I was set on the to-do list. Now, I don't know if everybody knows this. Crosswicks doesn't have mail delivery, so everything's PO box. So we're all PO boxes. Well, we've lived in a world now when you order through Amazon and outside, there's a lot of things, if they ship through United States Postal Service, some things will not ship to if they shipped other ways, it will not ship, Amazon will not ship to a United States Postal Service with a PO box. So we have to send it outside. The closest Amazon boxes we have is either Petro, which is a scary place, or Wawa down on Georgetown Road. I'd like to ask George, I mean, is there anywhere in the shops or something, a little, we could have an Amazon locker? So the residents of Crosswicks aren't driving that far. They're free.
Good idea.
They're free. Oh, somebody has to request. I mean, I don't think we'd want it on municipal property necessarily, but literally everything in Crosswicks that has a package delivered, most of them I have to send to my parents in Bourne or to a locker. That, didn't know if the shops made sense, if there was some common area in the shops in the parking lot, it's lit in public. I don't know. But I think we need something, but
Problem is, it's their.
It's there.
oh no, we'd have to ask. They'd have to, does it help them? I don't know. We can't impose it.
Yeah, but they might want to do it. It brings more foot traffic to that area and people might say, oh, we got to pick up a
But
box anyway. Let's pick up a pizza. Yeah.
Being an overprotective father, I wouldn't send my daughter to where I went and picked it up, the one on Broad Street or Petro. So just if we could think about it and bring it up for another.
It's a good idea.
I don't have anything tonight.
Okay, administration?
No, the only thing I think that was brought up, and we talked about this a little while ago, is the summer hours, if we could implement them, so we get them into our system, and then it's well known ahead of time. We just run them from Memorial Day to Labor Day. Kind of clear. They would be 8 to 4:15, Monday through Thursday, and 8 through noon on Fridays.
No, we've done this would be the third or fourth year, right? And it
Yes.
seemed to have worked out fine.
Yeah, we don't wait, we end up waiting too long to ask, and then people are putting vacations, and it messes up the time and all that stuff, so. If you could, yes.
Oh, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to section 11, public comment. Same rules as our first public comment, 3 minutes. Give your name and address, please. Motion to open. All in favor?
Aye.
Hello, Steve Hazen, 447 Main Street, PO Box 272. I was just at the DMV on Tuesday trying to get a real ID. I paused a minute so you could feel my pain. My license says 447 Main Street, PO Box 272, because that's my address since 97. My electric bill says 447 Main Street. My township tax bill says PO 272. I give them both to the lady. She says, oh, they don't match. So I had to refill out my form and not put down PO 272. So I went to the postmaster, and you know how that 4-digit number at the end of your zip code, that's your PO box? He said that, Russ told me that would suffice so that you don't have to put PO box on your address. So you can put that at the end and then have a physical address. So you don't need to put the PO 272 anymore, is what he told me. So I would suggest that you try to get that out to everybody that has PO boxes, because I have stuff shipped to my daughter in West Berlin so that we get it. So,
I had the same problem with the real
You know.
ID. I had to.
right. So I have no clue, what they're doing, but to get rid of it, the PO box out of your address, since places don't ship to a PO box, you just put your PO box at the end and that might work.
Thank you for that.
So
I had no idea. Thank you.
4 digits at the end. If your box is 2, you have to have 3 zeros in it too.
Okay.
You type up just like a little blurb summarizing that, and we can share it on Facebook to get it out to people.
Or if not, I can even run to ask Russ, the postmaster too, if Steve could, great. If not,
Let's get the
Yeah, but if we can
word out
get
as
something
much
from
as
the
we can.
postmaster, that would be even better.
Yeah, thank you.
because I think from what I hear, we're not the only family having the issue, so.
Oh, no, I've had friends get stuff delivered to me that live in Crosswicks.
Susie Mayon, 16 Chesterfield, Crosswicks Road, PO Box 223. So having a drop box for Amazon would be absolutely wonderful. The problem with a lot of packages, if they're lithium batteries, I think my husband ordered a carburetor because fuel was involved. They wouldn't deliver the carburetor to the home because it might have gas in it. It's just absolutely insane. So we're fortunate enough that I can put a mailbox out front. So I put a mailbox out front. Now, when I put the mailbox out front, you have to have an official address with the post office. You have to check with the post office. There's a number to call. You can find out if you can put a post office box out, I mean, a mailbox out there. And she said typically what they do when you have a PO box, they link it to your physical address. And if the physical address is on there, they should ship the package to the physical address. But we all know that doesn't happen. They try and send it to the PO box, even though you have, like Steve says, 16 Chesterfield Crosswicks Road, PO Box 223. They can't make the decision on where to send it. They don't know what to do. Scanners don't do well with that, I suppose. But anyway, having a box would be wonderful. Secondly, on the 87 Bordentown Crosswicks Road, I was just looking at the structure of the layout of that property. It looks like it's kind of like a T with a big fat head on it, Would that driveway be the road into that development? What is today's driveway? Would that be the road into the development? And have those people been notified that there's a potential of them having a road next to them rather than a driveway? The future residents?
All I can say is there's 2 roads lead to that area out of, in the PB.
Oh, okay. So there's actually an
There
access.
wouldn't be a stage one, but there's two roads.
There's already two access roads,
2 roads that lead.
2 dead end access roads?
Well, they won't be dead ends.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, already existing.
One is
Okay.
Dunning, one is Bentley.
Okay. I wasn't aware of that. So I just was curious because,
Might be 3. I know.
Okay. Well, then that's probably good then. I just was curious because I feel everybody should be notified and have a little PTSD on that department. So just thought might be mentioning it since this is in the works. Thank you.
On Donahue, 79 Bordentown, Chesterfield Road, Chesterfield, New Jersey. I'm not sure if you guys have informed the residents on Fenton Lane, but a lot of them are not aware that you guys are vying for that house to put as affordable housing. And a lot of them are upset that they don't know about it. So I would highly suggest, whatever you guys are going to do going forward, that you put out letters to them, letting them know, similar to when people want to put pole barns up, that, they get alerted that this is up, they can come make comments. The other thing, the Turnpike Department. Where is the money coming from to do all this stuff? Like, we have to do affordable housing. So listen, if the state wants to wipe away our affordable housing, get rid of our property taxes, then go ahead, do it. I'm all for it. But we can't afford that. Same way as the fire department. The question I have for you guys to ask them is, what are they doing to bring money in? Because we went through this referendum before, we're back at it again. And I said something to the chief then. I said, what are you doing? He goes, I said, you don't rent it out. You don't have, weddings or anything. You're not bringing any income in. You just want to come to the residents and say, we need more money. So he's like, I'll take that. And I said, at least Crosswicks did the pancake breakfast, rented it out, but they're not. So I think when you guys have a conversation with them, you need to talk to them, because it's fine, like, you want to keep putting your hand out, but at some point the residents are going to say enough is enough. What are you doing to bring? I'd rather see them come to us and say, hey, we need $20,000. We have 15. We need to go to Refugee on 5. Fine, sure. You're bringing something to the table. But I just feel like it's just money, money, money. So whatever this Turnpike thing is, we don't have the manpower for it, and we don't have the finances for it. So I would highly suggest maybe Dominic can figure it out in a nice way to tell them this is not going to work, because, like, we're not the state. We don't have unlimited resources and money at our disposal. Like, there's only so much the residents can afford before they just walk away from their houses or put them up. I see all these for sale houses too. And it's not, it's not because our town is not good or our school district is not good. It's because they can't afford the property taxes anymore. And that's what's happening. So thank you.
Want to quickly respond, Dawn? Agreed 100% with the fire referendum. That's why we need to meet with them and see what we can do to get that message across. Dominic, I'm looking at you because I know part of the affordable housing is still in mediation, litigation, and I don't know what we can specifically say other than, and let me know if I can say more because I will, but we do have a plan in place to raise hopefully the full amount of money to be able to purchase that property without the burden falling on the taxpayers. That has been my number one priority throughout this whole process, is that the burden is as little on the taxpayers as possible. And I just share your frustrations. I share the residents' frustrations. We have no choice in this matter. The state is telling us we have to do this. We live in this wonderful town where we're surrounded by farms and rural, and I love it. And I think that's the reason why so many of us move here. But that has also left us with a very small amount of property where we can put this affordable housing that we have to build. We have no choice in the matter. And this property is one of the very few places where we're able to put it. And it's unfortunate and it's not ideal under any circumstances. And it's incredibly frustrating, I think, for all of us up here who have been working on this over the past several months to a year. But I mean, our hands are tied. We have no choice but to build it. And so my goal at this point is just to make the burden as little as it possibly can be on our residents.
And,
Absolutely.
and I spent the months of September and October along with someone else up here knocking on every door in, Chesterfield or most every, and 95% of the doors I knocked on talked about affordability. And, and I don't think it stops at the fire. I think it stops we have to look at everywhere, and yes.
That's going to be our charge when we're reviewing this budget.
I mean, I guess I had an enlightenment because I didn't expect it to be a percentage, but not 95%. Well, which eventually I would like to bring something up. I mean, I would like to, in one of the meetings, discuss sewer charges, separate metering, and I know we do it in the summer, but that is something we heard a lot about as well. So not for tonight because I have to research it and understand it better.
Karen, can we put that on our next meeting?
Discussion for this sewer?
We've heard a lot of
Sewer
comments,
billing, the billing.
the billing, how it's,
Structure.
with winter months, it's water, sewer is based on water usage.
Yep.
Summer month, it's separated.
October through,
Yep.
yeah, October through March.
We did hear a lot of comments of stories of leaks and stuff like that, and having excessive bills and no appeal process. I don't know if it's possible. I just would like to discuss that.
We do have something in place, but I'll
Okay.
talk to you about it.
Thank
Public comment, anybody online wish to speak?
It does not appear to be.
None, motion to close public comment.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Don't believe we have an exec. No executive session. Okay, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.